Hey there, everybody. Shell Brodnax here, and you guessed it, another episode of Stager Talk RESACON edition. And I am overjoyed today because let me tell you something. This was no small feat. I have been trying to get this woman right here, Molendi, as I refer to her, Tracy Molendi, as you refer to her, to get her to teach this topic at RESACON for, I don't know, 6-7 years. She's finally agreed to do it. The woman, the myth, the legend, Tracy Molendi. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Shell. I'm very happy to be here and super excited to have had my arm twisted to come do the show and teach the class.
Listen, here's one thing that I know. There are things that are trade secrets that we really want to keep quiet, and you just kind of want that little piece to hang on to yourself. And then there's amazing people that want to give from the depths of their soul that says, you know what? Hung on to this for a minute. I'm going to let it out of the bag. And let me tell you, I am so glad you did, because your topic is, the title is actually called How to Turn Your Ideal Clients into Your Sales Force. And this is one problem that I know there's not a day that goes by. Just today, even on social media, I see a post, and what does it ask? How do you get your agents to convince their clients to hire me as a stager? Right?
Right. That's the tough one. It's so hard when you're leaving it in their hands and they don't know how to sell you.
Yeah. And the short answer is I'm working with this fantastic stager. Her name is Tracy. I'm sending her over for a consultation. Do every single thing it is that she tells you to do, and you will be golden. Thank you for your business. Goodbye. That's the short answer of it.
That is wonderful. And I love that. And they do that if they know the value.
Yes, the rest of it is the key. So that's the short answer.
Yeah,
you got to prep them. You got to blow up your stager agents. If you're listening, you got to set them up for success. But Tracy, you do much more than that. So let's go into a little bit of really about what your topic. Let's give everybody like a synopsis of it. I'll let you you do it in your words.
Okay. So for me, I got so tired of always answering the same questions when I was on the phone with a seller, and they didn't know anything. They're like, well, my agent told me I should do this, but I don't have any idea, or they couldn't answer my questions. And so each and every time I'm going through the exact same things. And so I had to sell each job, and that takes time and effort. And I thought, what if I didn't have to do that? What if that piece was already done for me? And so I started putting together a plan to make it so my agents knew enough about me that they could answer those questions that my sellers were calling and asking. And once I did that, I didn't have to answer those questions any longer. They called and said, what day can you come? My agent has said so many amazing things about you, and I just know we want you to come do this. What day are you available? When can I get you in? That's a lot better way to run your business than to have to constantly feel like you have to justify your services and sell yourself. So for me, that's the ticket. Teach them what they need to know so they sell it for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And for sure, there are always those things in our businesses that if you keep having the same problem, same question coming up all the time, then there's a deficit somewhere that it's an opportunity to fulfill that, and, you know, to be able to give somebody some tools. And if you can have your agents be your card carrying testimonial, your workforce, your PR firm, your marketing arm, your sales force, that's brilliant.
Well, in the reverse of that is when your agents aren't that person, when they don't know all that stuff about you, they're blocking your ability to get the sale. They're either answering the questions with inaccurate answers that will ruin the sale for you, or they are, let's say the seller comes to you another way. When they go talk to their agent might talk them out of using you because they don't know the value. So you can lose jobs just because the agent isn't. And I will tell you, I recently got my real estate license. Agents don't know all of this stuff. It's not taught, excuse me, it is not taught anywhere in the process of getting your real estate license. Yep. So we have to, as stagers, educate them so they understand what the value is, how it helps their business, how it helps their sellers, and how it'll end up making them look like a superstar. And my agents that truly get it and are on board, their clients love them because of all the value they bring.
Absolutely. And the other side to this too is that when the agent knows exactly what to say, they say it with much more confidence.
Yes.
Rather than if they're having to grasp these words about,
Mhm.
well, you know, staging and sells homes in less time, sometimes for more money. Yeah, you might get over list price. Yeah, staging, rah. That's not, these one-liners,
Yeah,
it's
that
not where
doesn't
it's
sell a
at.
thing. Yeah, doesn't
Does
instill
nothing.
confidence. Well, and also if they, I used to have agents that would call me and it'd be the first time they've ever called me. They've never used me and they want me to make their client feel like they use me all the time. And I'm like, okay, well, I am certain the way they answered the questions that client had was a sure giveaway that they don't, but they want to feel like they're bringing that value. And so if you can get out there and help educate them to the point that they can talk confidently and knowledgeably about the service, then it just makes them look good.
Let me ask you, because I actually don't know the answer to this. I think I might know, but I don't want to guess. All of your agent clients, do they go through this program as a condition to work with you?
Yes. Yes. So they can go, they can get the one off, but once they've called and I've taken care of that client, then we have the conversation of, well, I really would love for us to sit down and kind of go over how I work, what you can expect from me. And I really want you to have the proper information that you need in order to share this with your sellers. And it really will help you be more knowledgeable when you talk with them. So I always go back and tell them about the class, and I'll do one-on-ones. Sometimes we'll do group classes. I'll do it for our team, but I really want them to know everything about me, my business, how I run it. And I always have it at my location, so they get a tour as well. I want them to know that I'm actually a legit business.
I love this because when you are applying this concept across the board to everybody, it just raises your professionalism. I mean, they're really looking up at this and they're like, wait a minute, I have to take you want me to take a class in order to work with you? And you're like, yeah, totally. And they're probably going, that's batshit crazy. I think I might like that. Let me know more. They really, when they think about it, it's so
Yeah.
far out of the box. They got to be dying to know what it's about. So in case anybody has not put all the pieces together, what Tracy does is something called education marketing. And why don't you tell everybody exactly what education marketing is in your words?
So for me, education marketing is where you teach them what they need to know. You can market to people all day long, but if you don't know what they need and if they don't understand what you're providing and how that correlates with their needs, then you're not really getting anywhere. They just feel like they're being sold. So I use classroom events as my method of marketing, whether I'm marketing to sellers or to other agents. And it's just an education process of what it is they need to know. So we educate them and then explain how it all works and if I'm doing it, in my class for my agents that are going to work for me, it's all about me, my company, et cetera. But of course, if you're standing up in an office meeting and they want it to be general, you could just educate them about the industry. But at any point, if you're dealing with someone that you actually want to do business with, you need to have the mindset of how do you educate them and give them information that they can use. What's beneficial to them? How are you going to help them? It's not about getting a job and getting a paycheck on this one time. It's about a longevity of a relationship. And how do you get that? By giving them what they need. And sometimes it's asking them and interviewing them. So part of my class goes over how do you find out what it is your agents need? What's their niche market? Who are they trying to get business from? And how can you be of service to them to help them build their business?
So I would think too, is that when you're talking to potential agent clients and you're discussing this part of your program and how it is that you operate, could you at some point during that process actually come to a determination that this might not be the right client fit for you and then weed somebody out?
Yes. Absolutely. Yes. One of the things that I'll tell people at the beginning of that is I really want us to get to know each other and make sure we are a good fit for each other. So I won't work with clients who are super demanding, cancel appointments, are trying to negotiate pricing with me, micromanage what we're doing. I don't need to do that. And so those clients we would not work with if that's what they're doing. But through the class, I'm able to explain exactly what my expectation level is for them and what they can expect from me. And so for the most part, I don't have a lot of those problems since I started educating them. In the early days, boy, you learn a lot. And I learned how I did not want to be treated and what kind of clients I did not want to work with. So part of the class is training them to understand how you work and why you work this way, and that this is it. We're not going outside these lines. And if that's not a good fit for you, then we're not going to work well together, and
Yeah,
let it go.
absolutely.
But yeah.
I love it when entrepreneurs can have those boundaries. I think so many, especially newer stagers, and even some, that have been around for a while and they might be struggling a little bit because they are trying to be something for everybody instead of just really figuring out what is your ideal client. They talk about the perfect avatar, the ideal profile, whatever it is that you want to word it. What type of client do you want? How do you want their demeanor to be? Is there an age group? Is there a geography of the houses that you stage, only 30 miles within a certain radius? Is it only 2 bedrooms or more? Whatever it is that you have deciphered for yourself, to actually be able to know that. And that is quite helpful, because that is going to weed out a lot of those clients that aren't the ideal situations, because a lot of times so many people ignore those red flags. And if you use this type of process, those red flags, if you've already determined what it is that you're looking for, those red flags become crystal clear.
And you should really pay attention for them. And it's so funny we're talking about this. I just actually over the weekend fired a client, not an agent, but just a client. And it was one of those situations where I kept getting those red flags, and I was like, okay, well, we'll see if we can get them. And, the second email came and I'm like, yep, nope, this is not going to work for me. So I actually kindly let her go and told her we just weren't going to be able to work together. It was not going to be a good fit. And it's amazing. As soon as I let that go, because it was weighing on me and taking up mental space and time and the whole thing. She had canceled a couple appointments, all the stuff. And I let her go. And the very next day I had an agent call me telling me he is flipping with a group and has another client who is flipping that he'll be representing. And they want me to stage all of their properties. And the first one's going to be ready here shortly. And he had like 20 lined up for me. Okay. You let go. So there's room for stuff to come in. And it was like, oh my gosh, yesterday I let go of all that frustration and that time consuming person, and in walks a great job.
Perfect one. Yeah. I did the same thing this weekend, a potential client. And it's like, hang on a second, let me get this straight. I didn't say it. I didn't say this to everybody. I know you think I did, but I did not. I said it on the inside, so it only counts for me. It's like, let me get this straight. You want something from me, not just you need something from me, but you're going to call, book an appointment, and then cancel it twice, and then call and try to rebook again. Yeah. It gets you into the dead to me club, man. I literally had to say, listen, I'm not going to reschedule with you right now, but why don't you take some time? And when you're really ready to commit to a time to come out to meet me, give me a ring. Yeah. She didn't call. She didn't call. And
you know what? It's
you got to put the boundary.
It's just, you can keep chasing it. And the job that I let go was a very, very high paying situation, which is the only reason I let it go for the amount of time I did. But then I'm like, you know what? There's no amount of money that's worth this.
Right.
I'm just letting this go. And as soon as I did, what's coming through my door since I let that go is way better. So
yeah. And this one too is one where it could have seriously changed a situation for me. And I just sat there and said, nope. I'm grateful for where I'm at. I am good, because this is not something that I want. Because you figure this, and when you get those red flags and you ignore them, this is just, it's a taste. It's a precursor to what's going to happen. If I had met this person and then taken her on as a client, I guarantee things would not have gone well. Cause that's just it's so disrespectful, you know, especially when it's a
Right.
disrespect issue, you know,
Yep.
that when you hit those,
Yep.
there's issues that are just small issues or whatever that you can work around and, you know, you can give some leeway to, but when it's a disrespecting of your time, all
Yeah.
of that, those are deal breakers, man.
Yeah, and mine was the same thing. It just came down to just a lack of respect for my team, myself, our time, the services that we provide. And I thought, yeah, just let it go. So I did it in a professional manner and, you know, let it go. But it is sometimes you just have to say no.
Sometimes you just have to say no. And then this reminds me of the story. Did you watch the movie years ago, The Secret?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know if you remember this. So if anybody hasn't seen this DVD movie, I'm sure it streams now. That's how old I am. Oh my God, this was so long ago.
I'm just right there with you.
Like, I don't know where I'm at. Are we on cassette tapes? You know, I don't know. MP3s.
8 tracks. I don't know.
8 tracks. There was a woman who moved into a home, single woman, wants to be married, was always wanting to be married. I'm never going to find anybody, blah, blah, blah. She changed her mindset. She had a housewarming party. She had these big, huge Jack and Jill walk-in closets. And her friends came in and said, oh, your other side of the closet. You've got all these clothes over here. Why don't you take up the other side? And she said, because if I fill that space with all my stuff, my new husband won't have room to put his things. And it's just that type of mindset issue that it makes just a world of difference.
Yeah, you have to make room. You have to make room
in the life for the things that you want and eliminate the things that you do not. And if you do those things, you will be a happy, happy camper.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm super stoked to see you this Vegas. I don't know what words I was trying to put together. This summer. Is Samantha coming?
She is. And we're also bringing our newest stager and interior designer with us too.
Very good. Very good. Expansion on the team. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So we obviously know that RESACON is life-changing for people.
It is.
The big question this year keeps coming up with a lot of the newer stagers that have come into the industry since COVID is, should I go now to RESACON or should I wait a year? What say you, Tracy Molendi?
I say get your booty on the plane and come to RESACON. What you learn in the sessions is amazing. What you learn outside of the sessions is priceless. Sitting around, networking, talking with other stagers, building those relationships, you can't put any price tag on that. And you will walk away with incredible knowledge, incredible friendships. I have so many friends that are across this country and in Canada that I never would have known if it wasn't for RESACON. And they have been such a huge part of my life, both my business and personally. And I can call any one of them up and say, I don't know what to do about this, or I was thinking about doing this, and brainstorm stuff out. You just can't pay for that kind of thing. So what you learn in session, you will find those nuggets that are perfect for you to build your business on. And then make sure that you make yourself available for make sure you make time for all the folks that are going to be out there. You can sit and visit, have a drink with. It's amazing. You definitely want to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. I always say, if you're on the fence, jump off and run to your computer. This is, again, one of those things that the sessions are amazing. You're definitely going to take things away that you can implement. From home, we have 3 keynote speakers this year. David Averin, I know you've seen Dave before, yeah?
Yeah.
Were you here, Terry? You saw Terry before, didn't you?
I have. I've been to all of them but one.
Wow.
And I would have been at that one, but my dad passed, so I couldn't go.
Yep.
So that's my only excuse for not being there.
Terry and David, this is their 3rd time speaking at RESACON. They were so great. We had to bring them back. And now Michelle Villalobos is another keynote speaker. She's new on scene with us. I just met her recently through a board of directors connected us, and she's going to be amazing. So 3 keynote speakers. We're running 4 sessions at a time this year instead of 3. We have the add-on package, so you can buy the recordings if you want them. You don't have to have them, but if you want them, they're there. It just keeps getting better and better every single year. And we're back at the M Resort.
I love it. I love that we're back at the M. I love that the recordings are going to be available because it's so hard to pick which session to go to, and
Facts.
have to choose is so hard. So I love that I'll be able to see all of them. And yeah, I would definitely recommend going and also getting the recordings because you're going to be so hard pressed to choose to who you want to go and see.
Yeah, that was the thing this year. Originally, we weren't going to do the recordings. Just didn't think that there was enough interest based on the past. But then this year, some people were coming and said, no, we want it. And then when we had 4 sessions at a time, because we couldn't choose, it was really that hard. We were like, what do we do with all these extra people? Do you just have them do something virtual, like pre-recorded, or have them there in person? And we're like, we're already there. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Why not do it? So if you
Yeah.
are on the fence about RESACON, like I said, jump off and run to your computer and clickety clack clack, get your ticket today. You definitely don't want the last minute pricing. And please, we definitely encourage you to buy your ticket before you fly across the country to Las Vegas.
Yes.
And realize that I can't let you in because like fire codes or something. I don't know. So make sure you get your ticket. Tracy, thank you so much. We're at the end of our time already. This goes by so fast.
Absolutely. Thank you, Shell. I enjoyed it. So good to see you.
Absolutely. Great to see you as well. And I really do thank you for sharing this knowledge. This is one definite theme this year's convention is that, you know, everybody that's speaking, they've all been there, done that. So they're coming up with this information because they've been there, done that. They've made the mistakes. And all of our speakers are so generous and truly giving from their hearts in order to help you grow your business. So resaconvention.com, get your ticket today. Until next time, everybody, happy staging.